We're joined by none other than Christiaan Brinkhoff. He's Principal Program Manager and Community Lead for Windows 365 at Microsoft. Welcome, Christiaan.
Yeah, thanks, Neil. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here and represent Windows 365 and tell the remote work and play industry as well around what Windows 365 is and what the benefits are. Should I just get started, or is there something else you would like to say, Neil?
Get started, please. I'm all ears here.
Sounds good. And first of all, thank you for the invite, of course, to be part of this great group of people and speakers today as well. So let's get started here. So as Neil was saying, I'm Christiaan Brinkhoff. I'm part of the Windows 365 engineering team. So almost 1.5 years ago, I moved to Redmond. So I'm working from Redmond to deliver Windows 365 to everybody across the globe as a product to enable users for remote work and play potentially as well. So I'm talking and walking you guys through kind of the vision of the product, the vision of Microsoft and how it is today, as well as what Windows 365 is as part of that in the digital transformation and as well the move to, let's say, cloud services and cloud computing in general as part of a PC. So let's get started. And I really would like to start with an interesting quote that most likely resonates with all of you. So when Microsoft started, Bill Gates had a very visionary quote, like a phrase that he presented to the outside world, but nobody had a physical PC at home. And that quote is a computer on every desk in every home. And as you remember, recall that is a very bold statement. And look around you, everybody has a PC right now in his own home office or for other purposes at the working office environment. So really bold statement, but all based on a physical PC. So with Windows 365, we are making a pivot and a change in how the PC is operating and how easy the PC is today for a physical PC. Even easier it is to use a Windows 365 cloud PC with the same benefits and everything all around. So let me share a little bit of those transformations and what happened in the meantime, and especially in the last 3 to 4 years. So during COVID, a big shift and change has happened inside, just in general, IT and how businesses consume a remote working solutions. So think about Citrix and VMware and all kinds of other virtualization technology that have sort of dominated and ruled this space. During the digital transformation, as part of COVID, we shipped a product called Windows 365 Cloud PC that really comes from the angle of the learnings that we have been learning from customers and changing in the way how those customers are working. So this is a great example of what happened as part of the situation that we all have been in as part of COVID, that in 2 years, or in 2 months, 2 years of digital transformation has happened in the first, let's say 2 to 4 months as part of COVID. So businesses all of a sudden shifted in the way of your physical office is no longer the permanent office location for the user, because unified communication solutions and solutions like Azure Virtual Desktop and Windows 365, of course, too, are here to help and make that physical boundary of having the resources locally available and having the computer locally available and everything you need to do your work, shift that to a mindset of you can work everywhere and you can work from any device that you have and own in your business. And that's exactly the reason why Windows 365 and as well Windows 11 has been created and has been released, because all those learnings and new way of working are incorporated in those solutions. So what you see here are the 3 ways of consuming Windows from a Microsoft perspective. So of course, from a physical PC, as I said, from the vision in the beginning, a computer on every desk in every home. So very much familiar to everybody. But the change in Microsoft, and especially when the CEO changed from Steve Ballmer to Satya Nadella, went really from hey, let's build a product, or let's purposely build products and features as part of the company that really align with what customers need. And that change really shifted as well the mindset of Microsoft around building products, but as well think about virtualization in general as part of Windows. So where Microsoft originally was always Windows should run on a physical PC, now all of a sudden shifted to Windows can run everywhere. And this is a great representation of the three options that you currently can use as part of Microsoft to deliver Windows from any device, which aligns with the business needs and as well the requirements for customers that they have in order to make their users productive in the best way possible. So we have Cloud VDI, which really sits in an elaboration and an extension of existing desktop virtualization technologies on premises, think about RDS, but as well Citrix and VMware. However, now delivered on Azure as part of a cloud solution, a PaaS solution, which we call Cloud VDI, which still requires a customer, let's say an IT administrator, to have certain knowledge requirements for virtualization use cases like VDI specifically. And we learned from customers and as well doing researches and presented events and just learn about how the market is evolving, that Cloud VDI is not aligning with the requirements of where the business and the digital transformation is going to. So what I wanted to say to that is when we all started to learn about IT or were introduced with IT and did some maintenance on a computer or do things in businesses, 10, 15 years ago, virtualization, Citrix, VMware, or other technologies were really a primary thing that you can learn and we're excited about. Right now, we are in a situation as part of this industry where SaaS offerings, SaaS products are getting more the standard. The new generation of people that leave universities and schools, they are sort of getting used to that the product just works and you pay for it just on a subscription monthly basis. Think about Netflix, for example. Previously, you had to buy a DVD or a VHD, depending how old you are, and put it into a system. And then it was the question if it all worked or if it fit in well because it wasn't the same quality or same form factor. Now they are just downloading an app and they pay for a subscription and all those movies are on there. And that shift we see as well, or we expect to see in virtualization and remote working solutions, that the expectation of an IT administrator, an IT person in a business wants to just use virtualization technology, but with a SaaS-based experience, just easy, just expected in terms of what the solution, what the cost and everything will be. And that made us pivot from Azure Virtual Desktop to Windows 365. And Windows 365 is a cloud PC solution. It's a new category in Microsoft. And just to put things in perspective, a category in Microsoft is kind of a big thing. Categories for a device-based category never really happened before. Only the PC itself was a category. And now a cloud PC is the representation of the PC in the cloud with the same tool sets and capabilities that you have on a physical PC. However, now leveraging the power of cloud computing coming from the Microsoft clouds and Microsoft Azure, of course, too. So the Cloud VDI solution in the middle is really great for customers that want to simplify their existing on-premises virtualization and VDI technology and make it easier while taking a piece of that, the control plane piece, and host it on Azure, and that will be hosted and managed by Microsoft, but still are in control of the VM layers and everything to do, as part of the things that you have been doing as part of on-premises solutions, where cloud PCs are completely hosted in a SaaS offering. So it's a managed environment. You don't have to spin up an Azure subscription. Everything just works as is. So really sits in that expectation where IT administrators and new businesses really want to be as part of the digital transformation, consolidation, and simplification of their IT processes. So moving a little bit back to when we released Windows 365. So that happened more than a year ago, and we released it during Microsoft Inspire. And it was kind of when COVID sort of became a little bit more like normal in terms of fading away and not being so bad as it was in the beginning. So this technology was built, this product was built while all the product managers and developers were sent back home and were not able to go to the office. So we built a product to help remote working, to make it easier for everybody to use Windows 11 or Windows 10 based cloud PC from any device from a remote working location, because nobody saw during the creation of the Windows 365 product each other at the office. Everybody was working from home. Some people were working from like Asia, some people from Europe, like myself, and some people were working from the US, from the Americas. And it all came together, and that was a great representation of a product built as a remote working solution for customers to help as part of remote working, while we were working remotely as well to build and ship this product. So really amazing story. And once we shipped this product in GA to the public audience during Inspire, and 3 weeks after directly in GA, we received amazing feedback from customers and users. And here's a quick outline of a video that we posted on YouTube as part of Microsoft Mechanics that really shows kind of the response and reaction from like customers and our great community as well. How do you think about this product? So really amazing to see the acknowledgement of the market need of this product to make it as easy as possible to use remoting technology. And as well, the acknowledgement from Microsoft to make this product a first-class citizen. And one of those examples are that Satya Nadella, for example, did the announcement of our product during the keynote. And there has never been a product before, a virtualization product before in Microsoft that received that keynote spot at a Microsoft Ignite, for example, or an Inspire. So just to transfer some excitement over the wire here, the real vision about Windows 365 is to remove the boundaries of physical PCs and leverage cloud computing to enhance the computing power from the cloud while remaining the necessary power on the edge, from the endpoint itself. So with this quote here, we're removing the limits on how and where you work with Windows 11 and Windows 365. Together, they bring the power of Azure computing and Windows computing together. It's a quote that comes from Panos Panay, which is the EVP of Windows, owning Windows 11, on a physical and as well on a cloud PC. And Panos now owns Windows 365 and Azure Virtual Desktop within Microsoft as well. So he's the owner of those two teams right now where I'm working in. And it's just a great acknowledgement of being part of Windows, shipping Windows features, consolidating with Windows in the near term future. And I think this is great from like a product development perspective, but mostly as well from a consumer and customer perspective as well in the near term future. So what you see here on the screen is something I really believe in. And this quote says, customers are moving from buying compute to buying cloud computing. So you will see in the future more and more purposely built devices that can connect to Windows 365 with the same look and feel as when you connect to like physical Windows, for example. So imagine an experience that you log on to a Windows PC, and from the logon screen, you're not logging on to a local PC, but you're logging on to a physical PC. And we are blending like more and more of those experiences with Windows and a virtual version of Windows and a cloud PC more and more together to build native experiences directly in Windows 11. And a great representation of that is this list of features that we have been sharing during the Windows commercial event back in April that we are working hard on internally to ship very soon to our customers. And I'm not going over very deeply to all of those features, but just to pick a few, like the Windows 365 app is just a native app that is simple and easy and gives great experiences to manage and maintain your cloud PC. But that's what we see as kind of the baseline for all platforms we want to support. So think about Mac, Android, Linux, and all those different platforms. We'll get that kind of Windows 365 app experience. What we are building as part of Windows integrations, as part of that quote that I just shared, to blend those two worlds of Windows and Windows 365 close together, is, for example, the Windows 365 boot feature. And with the boot feature, we are working hard with the Windows Shell team across the globe that are distributed across India and as well Redmond to create a new experience in Windows 11 that when you log on with your username and password and MFA and Windows Hello or YubiKey, that you boot straight into your cloud PC. So the local logon experience, that you log on to your local PC, loading your profiles, settings, policies, and all those things that you have been looking at for the last 15 or 20 years. Now it sort of transforms in the same look and feel experience, but on the background, it sets up a brokering connection to your cloud PC. And the great thing there is that in terms of the technology, you can say, well, maybe with VDI, we were able to do this as well. But the main difference is here that you do it from an experience that feels like Windows, immersive and without friction. It's easy, it works out of the box. There's no need for an IT admin to do something on the background to deploy the app. That's all things that we, Microsoft, will take care of for that specific customer and user as well. So I think that's a great representation of kind of that vision that I wanted to transfer over the wire here in the beginning. And then we have Windows 365 Switch, which is another integration where boot is directly from the endpoint that creates new capabilities to create cloud-focused endpoints as well that are more purposely built for specifically connecting to Windows 365. Switch is more, you have a local PC and a cloud PC, and you want to switch between those two and switch from local to cloud and cloud back to local. And with this, we will bring in the Windows 365 Cloud PC inside the task view feature of Windows 11, meaning that the task view button on the taskbar will now show, or now in the near term future, an option to connect to your cloud PC, and gives the same experience to switch between desktops on a local PC, between local PC and a cloud PC. So very immersive, directly in the shell available, and no need to deploy or install or configure a client beforehand. It just works out of the box. And that's exactly kind of the vision we have around the product, and enables you to switch between your local PC for specific use cases, or bring your own device use cases, or gaming, and then switch to your corporate cloud PC and then back. All those things will be possible with this feature. And then on top of that, we are working on offline mode. And offline mode sits sort of in between Switch and boot as well. So offline mode makes it possible to, for example, if you are at an airport or somewhere that you don't have a good proper internet connection or a secure internet connection, to switch to a local mode of your cloud PC. And we are doing a replica of that cloud PC. So incrementally, via different technologies that we will leverage from within Azure, as well as from things that we are building custom made inside the operating system that have a direct connection with the local PC as well, to make sure that there's a copy happening to the edge, and that you as a user always are able to connect to your corporate data, be productive. And when you have internet back again, that you can continue working from within your cloud PC and pick up where you left off from other devices and form factors that you use in your business. So great technology. We are not ready yet to ship that like this year, of course, pretty short, but definitely next year, you should see more on those specific features here on this list. And yeah, would be great to maybe come back at some point and then present at this format, this industry as well, kind of how those features come and how they serve our customers, and what the future of those specific features are as part of this this list as well. So with that, I'm just time checking a little bit, Neil. I would like to open up for some questions. I'm not sure if there's chat going on as well, but
there's no time. Unfortunately, there isn't time for that today. But thank you. I want to I want to underscore one of the reasons why you were invited here and the importance of your presentation is our mantra here at TIFCA in the CORA ecosystem, client cloud network. And it was vital to have an important speaker like yourself explaining how how cloud is contributing to the world of remote work and play. And I wanted to thank you for presenting today.